Hello everyone. In today's class, let us discuss about the cost construction project and management. So far we were discussing about the highway engineering. That part is completed with the question paper problems and also the theory part. Now we'll discuss about the construction project and management. So in the construction project and management, we'll discuss the theory part first, and next is the multiple choice questions. So at one point or another, almost each and every organization will take on a large or the complex project. So, a construction company putting up an office building or laying a highway must complete thousands of activities. For, to complete all these activities, project management is most important. So, what are the objectives of project management? The objectives of project management is it should be completed in minimum time period, use available manpower and local resources, and to delay the minimum cost. These are the objectives. Elements is planning, as I've written here, planning, scheduling, controlling, organizing is the project management elements. So planning is most important technique of the project management. Defining the objectives, like different task material. Scheduling is scheduling some time period. Controlling is the controlling, and organizing is the activities, organizing the activities. So methods of project management: bar chart or Gantt chart, milestone chart, network analysis. Bar chart is called as activity oriented. It was introduced by Henry Gantt in 1900 AD. It is plotted versus activity versus time. It is represented in the bar form. Next one is there are various limitations and drawbacks due to that. The next succeeding chart was milestone chart. So in the milestone chart, so it can be represented by an arrow on top of the bar chart, which represents the milestone. Next is again there are limitations due to that. Next one was the network type. In the network analysis, there are two types, AOA and AON, activity on arrow and activity on node. So in the AOA network diagram, we'll discuss with the further activities. So in the fundamentals of network, there are two types, as I've told you. One will discuss with the activity over arrow. So what is meant by activity? What is meant by event? So activity, a project can be broken down into various jobs in the form of operations and processes necessary for its completion. So each of these operations or processes consuming time or resources is called as an activity. So activity is usually represented by the tail of the arrow. This arrow represents the activity. The tail of the arrow signifies the start of the activity, and the arrowhead indicates the termination. So description and duration. There are various types of activities. One is serial activities, which is represented in form of series. Parallel activities or concurrent activities like this. This is called as serial and parallel activities are the two types of activities. Next, we'll talk about what is event. Activity is done. What is event? So an event is an instant of time or state at which some specific milestone has been achieved. That is completion of preceding activities. Preceding activity is nothing but the before activity or start of succeeding activities. So next one is events. Events, as I've told you, it is represented by circular, rectangle, square, oval. So again, there are types of events: tail event. These are A, B, C, D, E are the events. Tail event, head event, dual role event, dummy activity. Dummy activity is nothing but type of activity in the network which neither consumes any time nor resources. It is an artificial activity. So where all we can use the dummies that you should need to know. So dummies and dummy activities. And there are some network rules, how to draw this network diagram. So I'll tell you, there are 8 rules which are followed by the Fulkerson's rules. Fulkerson's rules. So the network diagram, there are some rules in the Fulkerson's that is followed in drawing the network diagram. Next one is a PERT. PERT is a full form they've asked. PERT is nothing but program evaluation review technique. So this is about the PERT and time estimates. There are like estimation of these time it is done in 2 ways: deterministic and probabilistic approach. So deterministic is nothing but planner has enough knowledge about the activity and gives a single estimate of the duration, which is almost accurate. Probabilistic approach is nothing but does not have much idea about the activity, as there is little or no past history about it. The limits within which the duration will lie is estimated. That is known as probabilistic estimates. Then, in order to take into account the uncertainties involved in the activities, there are 3 kinds of time estimate: optimistic time estimate, pessimistic time estimate, most likely time estimate. It is represented like this. So what is that optimistic? It's nothing but the minimum time required for an activity. If everything goes perfectly well without any problems or adverse conditions developed during the execution of the activity. On this time estimate, no provisions are made for delays or setbacks, and better than normal conditions are assumed to prevail during the execution of the activity. So pessimistic time estimate is the maximum time required for an activity if everything goes wrong and abnormal situations prevail. This time estimate does not include the possible effects of major catastrophes such as flood, earthquakes, fire, labor strikes, etc. And in most likely time estimates, time required to complete the activity if normal conditions prevail. It lies between the pessimistic and optimistic time. But there's a frequency distribution curve according to, and there's a formula regarding optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely time. So this is the expected time of an activity: T naught plus 4 Tm plus Tp divided by 6. This formula is important, as many times I've asked you the problems, and also the formula uh, for the expected time. Frequency distribution, what is the mean time, deviation, variance, and standard deviation? There are formulas. Mean time, it's always algebraic sum. Deviation is nothing but difference between the time under consideration and the mean time. Variance is nothing but sigma of x minus x bar whole square divided by n. So standard deviation is the root of variance. This is about the frequency distribution curve. And the normal probability distribution curve is beta distribution. It's represented by beta probability distribution curve. Because most of the activities of the PERT network follows the PERT, which is a program evaluation review and technique, follows the beta distribution curve. So curve, it represents a pessimistic estimator. This is about the beta distribution. Standard deviation according to beta distribution curve is Tp minus T naught divided by 6. Variance is again the square. Next one, event time. So event time, earliest expected event occurrence time is nothing but it is a minimum time in which an event may occur. It should be noted that an event will occur when all the preceding activities are complete. Sometimes it is also known as the earlier expected time. It is determined by forward pass method. Earliest expected time of an event is calculated by adding the expected time of the preceding event to the preceding activity. This is the representation. Latest allowable occurrence time, again, it's opposite of this earliest expected time. So it's a maximum time of an event by which it may be allowed to occur without affecting the completion time of the project. What is called the latest allowable time. Slack. Slack is nothing but a slack of any event is defined as the difference between the latest allowable occurrence time and earliest expected occurrence time of an event is represented by S and its occurrence with the event. There are again positive slack, negative, zero slack, critical path. So this is about the slack. Critical path is the longest path. After the project plan is completed and activities times are known, to estimate how long the project will continue, we'll have to determine the critical path. So critical path is a path in a project network which commencing from the initial event connects the events having zero or minimum slack times and terminates at the end of the event. That is known as a critical path. And the next one is the float. So before going into float, in the critical path method, there are start and finishing activities, times of an activities. EST, earliest start time, earliest finish time, latest start time, and latest finish time are the four start and finish times of an activity. So what is earliest? EST represents earliest start time. So it's earliest start time by which the activity can commence. It is equal to the earliest event time for the event from the activity arrow originates. So finish time is time by which activity can be completed. Latest start time is the latest time by which activity can be started. Latest finish time is the latest time by which the activity can be finished. Next, float is total float is nothing but the difference between the maximum time available and actual time required for the completion of the activity. Free float is defined as the amount of time by which an activity can be delayed without affecting the earliest start time of succeeding activities. Independent float, it's the amount of time by which an activity can be delayed when all the preceding activities are completed as late as possible and all succeeding activities started as early as possible. Interfering the float, it's defined as the difference between the total float and free float. Again, there are supercritical, critical, and subcritical activities like negative total float zero, total float positive. As I've told you, critical path is the longest path of all the kinds. Math method, and in the next topic is crashing and updating resources in the location, and there are some equipments used for the construction. Whatever we have talked till now is about the AOA network. There is again AON, which is not much important. The problem sometimes they're going to ask you on the network diagram or the critical path method. So in the problems, we'll discuss about that in the later class. And the theory part I've done till today is most important. And the questions which are asked in the question paper will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.